And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. This defense for the Bears, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
On second down, another shot for Sermon. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down at about the length of the football. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for the first with Sermon. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the first down. Avoiding that 3 and out, how vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right then and there, but you'd rather not lose it, right? So you want to go ahead and get it, kind of establish something early, and hope it can carry through.
They go play action here on first down. Looking here for Smith downfield. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for Minnesota.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
A give for Sermon running right. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Cooper. Touchdown, Vikings! Devontae Smith, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. And boy, down a touchdown already, but they're going to line up to go for it on their side of the field. They snap it to Fields. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And an utter disaster as the ball's going to go over on downs at the 2-yard line. So quite a turn of events. This is 1st and goal from the 3. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Devontae Smith with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
On 2nd and 7, Fields gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Swings this out here for Cohen. And he's got room. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Here's Fields. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the 1st down sack. Fields. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
3rd and long. It's Fields. And he completes it to Cohen. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. Back to Fields. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Vikings are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
The drive starts with a carry by Sermon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Running left is Sermon. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
This is Sermon, and he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Sermon. Sermon with space, a first down, and then some. And down to the 28-yard line. 60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. They run. Here's Sermon. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Sermon, they'll try the left side with him. Open space inside the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Trey Sermon, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Fields. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And they'll run with Sermon. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They run. It's Williams. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Javonte Williams in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings would extend their lead here just before halftime. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out and take pride in your work and try and put something together here in the second half.
Looking to throw again on second down. Fields. Dixon complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Fields on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bears cut into that lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Cooper. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Sermon. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Vikings send out their punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. Now a handoff, Sermon. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 94 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's third and 6. Looking to throw. Cooper. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Bears are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. On play action, Fields. And my goodness, another interception.
They should have put a stamp on there.
Picked off at the 19. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up!"
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Fields now to throw. He finds Smith out of the backfield. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And now here's a carry heading left. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think that might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let them go out there with a little bit more confidence.
Again, it's Sermon. Sermon with space, a first down and then some. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. 120 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Now a play fake here on first down. Airing it out deep for Smith. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. He was pretty good a year ago in college, getting outside of the pocket and making plays, but it's a different story here in the NFL.
Well, in college, when he broke out of the pocket, his receivers often knew what to do in a scramble drill, and defenders weren't quite as adept at that. In the NFL, they work on that as well. They realize once he's out of the pocket, you can knock a receiver down. You can take him to play that way. You can make sure you hunt him up and make sure that you have him covered downfield. They do a much better job of it. He's got to learn that the speed has changed on this level.
On 2nd and very short, Fields. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Now a handoff looking right. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. To throw is Fields. This caught left side by the tight end Parham. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Now it's Fields. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. They run once more with Sermon. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got some space here. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 160 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. On the move to his left. He'll dump this off to Sermon, complete. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man, Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. To the right side, this is Sermon. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Trey Sermon with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown. Here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. On first down, Fields. Completes it to Dixon. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Fields. He finds his man, complete. That's Dixon. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Back to throw. Fields. And nearly another interception. Well, it would have been his 3rd of the game, but this time he couldn't hang on.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Side, it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Let's go, deep, tighten up. Let's go, deep, tighten up.
Looking to throw. Fields. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears get a bit closer. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. Cooper now. Off play action. Steps away. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one. And oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, is the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up. Give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator,